Okay. Yeah. So support, assist, aid. Well, I think for me assist sounds like the best.
What's the next sentence then?
Well, we could say, if we're going to put assist in, we would say to provide an innovative solution that will help that will assist organisations in dealing with cultural diversities within their working environment.
Yeah.
Where is it? Sorry, can I just have a look?
At the top of the
I
page.
quite like that.
That sounds good.
I'll say it again. To provide an innovative solution that will aid organisations in dealing with cultural diversities within their working environment. Shall I just write it down?
Yeah,
and see what
write
we
it
do?
down.
Yeah.
Provide an innovative solution that will assist. Did we say assist?
Yes. Yeah.
Assist organisations in dealing with.
Just one thing to mention, you know how we've got assist organisations? Are we actually doing it for the person though, rather than the organisation?
I think
Do you know what I mean? So
it's aimed at managers. I'm not sure if that's. What does that mean? Does it mean?
That will assist. Well, we could say that will assist management. Maybe.
Well, that will come under defining our target market, wouldn't it? Our target audience. So who is it we're targeting?
yeah, I think that's what we need to establish.
Yeah.
Target audience is like line managers and HR departments.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So
Because
management.
I was just going to say organisations is quite broad. I don't know. I think it needs to be narrowed down a bit.
Let's go like this for now. I'm going to say line managers.
No, let's just say management. We shouldn't define it too much.
Yeah. That will assist management.
Do we need to say management within organisations, or do we just need to say management?
I think maybe
I
within
think it would-
organisation.
But wouldn't it be like too much in one sentence? If you like define everything?
But within, it could be within like, I don't know. I think we need to define it within organisations, because otherwise it could be anything, couldn't it? Within schools, within.
Yeah. When it
I
says
don't know,
at the end, it
sports.
says within their working environment. So maybe we could change it to within their organizational environment.
This organisation, I think. would
Yeah.
help.
Within.
Well,
I think the sound needs to decide whether like if this product is going to be just for organisation or if it's someone can come and just buy it off from us.
yeah, I
Or
think
like
working
school
environment
or
actually.
they do have different cultures. Like a lot of everyone has cultural mix now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
So
Yeah, I think working environment doesn't limit, whereas organisation might limit the people that think that they can use the product. Working environment can mean anything. And I think it's okay to be a bit broad with that. Does anyone disagree?
Nothing.
So let's just go with that from now on. Within their working environments.
No, it was in the assist management with dealing with the increasing cultural diversities.
Really.
But actually, I thought we decided on it already, didn't we? Like we decided on the mission and
Was
we
it
were
the one
just.
I've written? I think I've written one down.
that was
In
the
the
Yeah.
vision.
No,
That was
no,
the
no, that
vision.
was the vision
That
that
was-
wasn't decided yet, but the mission was clear, I thought. But well, we can change this to will assist management in dealing with the increasing cultural diversities within the working environment.
I think you can leave it to like it is for now, and then like later
I
on
think
when
no,
we've got
we
into
shouldn't
it a
change
little
it
bit.
later on because it should
If
be the
there's-
first thing.
We
Yeah.
have to think about.
Yeah.
That's what we're basing.
I think it can be a bit of a work in progress in,
Yeah.
in the sense of how, you know, we haven't decided our target market and things, like specifically,
Yeah.
so like if we just keep on,
Well, we need to then.
yeah.
We need to.
We need the vision.
Pardon?
The vision.
Division.
Okay, why don't we have a go at sorting out the vision, and then we should look at maybe target markets after that, or do you prefer to do that before?
I would do the vision before.
Okay.
do you have a vision?
Well, I don't think you don't need to write it down, it will just take too much time.
Okay.
But we had, to become the can you read it please? Because you have it written down. Nice.
She writes it down.
I did, yeah. To become the leading provider of training and development software for managing culturally diverse organisations.
I think that's okay to have as a work in progress, and if we think of anything, then we can just develop it as we go. Because we may come across things that we think, oh, actually, that should really be in the vision statement, that we haven't thought of that yet.
My only concern with that is that we could start to lose, focus of what it is we're doing. If we just make a decision on it and we just go for it that way, if we allow it to be changed later on, it's you don't know the effects that it will have on other aspects that we're doing. Whereas if we just say that's it, that is what we're working for, and then no matter what, if we start straying from what it is we're working to, we can look at the mission, look at the vision and say, no, we're going too far away from that.
Okay.
Maybe we need to...
The guys get agreed on the vision and mission like this time, so then after that it's already fixed and we're not going to change it.
I agree with that. I think you should get that done.
Yeah.
So we know what we're working for. Instead of if we keep changing it, we're not going to have anything that's
Well, just an idea. Sorry, I've got such a sore throat. I was just going to say, instead of having all the sentences and everything, we could maybe just have the keywords, and that we stick to the keywords, and then we can actually move around the sentences.
Well, yeah, we can
Like pick out the keywords for the
Well,
moment,
you've got,
and that's our vision and
innovative,
mission.
Solution.
assist organisation. Yeah, that's kind of like. Good,
Do you know what I mean? And then we can
I think
build up the
that's
sentence.
I think that's really good.
Diversities, working environment.
Yeah.
That should be fine.
Yeah.
But I kind of, as we was messing about in that lecture, I kind of wrote down some things. I don't know if it's to do with, what it is we'll be providing. So I kind of did this, if you want to bear with me. So I had innovative, spelling's terrible. So I had innovative, and then it was like, what is it? So it's like brainstorming, okay, what is innovative? It's like new technologies, yeah? A unique approach, which is different. If we're going to be innovative, what we're doing has to be different, right? So it'd be like unique, I don't know, easy to use. I went through everything, and it was basically, so taking out these main points and then brainstorming around the ideas. So helping organisations improve knowledge of cross-cultural diversity, help employees deal with expatriation and repatriation, the cultural diversities, highlighting cultural diversities, explain why understanding cultural diversities is beneficial. These are things that are going to become core in what we're trying to put across to them. So
Yeah, but aren't this what you're doing? It's already more about the product. And
it's nothing. It just kind of to maybe start to get us to start thinking about where we go.
Yeah.
It's nothing we need to really be completely hell bent on doing right now.
Yeah.
But it's just a part of taking the main points out of there and going look.
Yeah. When I was on placement, I was working at IBM, and they had their mission statement, and they changed it a few years later. I know this isn't spanning over 10 years or anything like that, but it doesn't mean you have to stick to it. And I guess it's like the video that we just watched. It's like you don't want to be a dinosaur. Right? You actually want to keep innovating yourself.
But then again, it's not, like I said, it's not a short time, and we have to have a focus.
Yeah.
So I would say we should agree on the whole mission and on the whole version, not just keywords, but the whole thing. And if we really think something is inappropriate later, we can change it. But not with the aim of we're going to change it, but we're going to stick to it. And just if something happens, we change it. But not just that we say straight away we change it.
But I think right now it's just the content is the same anyway. But then what changes is the sentences and the words and vocabulary, which basically means the same. That's waste of the time.
Around with words, but we have to basically
where the and the verb goes, it doesn't really matter right now.
We have to. That's
But but it's a
there
good
are
idea to
later.
fix it, like
Yeah.
to have like one
Like
mission and one
keyword.
vision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so guys, I read again the mission. You say if you want any changes to it, okay. To provide an innovative solution that will assist management in dealing with the increasing cultural diversities within their working environment.
Okay.
Yeah, can we leave it?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's done. Otherwise, we're just going to
So it's
talk
fixed
around
now?
the same things all over again. Okay, about the vision. You said it would be good to have like something. Can you say it, what you said?
I don't know, maybe something quite zingy to catch your attention with it, maybe, because what we got, I thought, was the right type of thing, but I thought it was quite boring.
Quite standard, like.
Yeah. It's like the lecture you did last week where we went through those different companies. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
What was the
Starbucks.
Yeah,
and things.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
they just had really concise, clear visions.
eBay, I think, is
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were those were the missions, not the visions. Visions were.
Was it? Are those visions?
No, it was missions.
Ah, okay.
So the vision is it's like, well, the mission is the overall purpose of the business. This is what like we read from all the companies, and the vision is the overall aspiration of the business, like the aim. Like we have like of the aim is like to become the leading provider in this like niche.
We could make it shorter, like to become a leading provider or something system. Just make it shorter, like one sentence and clear.
But it was
Wait, I don't have it.
oh, okay.
Is it yours? Did you have it?
What?
The vision.
Yeah, it's
I
there.
think-
That's it.
Okay, thank you.
But it is important.
Do you want to read it out?
Okay, to become the leading provider of training and development software for managing cultural diverse organizations. Well, it's not long.
We could stick with it
Yeah.
for now, and if by the end of this session, if anyone has any ideas to add to it after we've talked about some other things, maybe we could do that then.
Because I think the vision doesn't, like, the mission is not the thing that the people are going to look at, whereas the vision, I think it's not
It's a
as
bit more
important.
internal.
Yeah.
The vision is where you start breaking down your objectives, isn't it? It's where you look at and say, well,
Yeah.
this is how I'm going to create a path in order to achieve the mission. You know what I mean? So the objectives within the vision should be the things that we're focusing on in order to, to get to where we want to go. You know what I mean? And I think in the same way that we've kind of taken these words, we can do the same with the vision and say, okay, let's break these down and see how can we be the most, did we put innovative in there? No.
No.
Just take the keywords out and start breaking them down and say, well, how can we do this the best? How can we do that the best?
Well, as far as I understood it, like from the other visions, it's like you have one aim, like, or, yeah, it's like to become there are different types of visions, and it can be either a target, a common enemy, but we don't have one, do we? Like somebody who we want to become better than.
What
Basically,
about this company that you said you saw, which provides something similar?
A bit few. I just had like a look around to see if there has any like website. That's what I was looking for. But from what I saw is basically that you can either order a book or a CD or something online, like you purchase it. But there is like nothing. I didn't go deeper than that. I
There
didn't
is
go
actually a
into the vision
website, I
of
was
it.
looking last week, there is a website that is specifically for cultural diversification organisations. I've got it, I'll create a Google Doc something or something and I'll post it up there and you can have a look. But yeah, you have to pay for it. There's a sample of it, but you have to pay for it, so I didn't go deep into that.
Yeah.
Was it something interactive or?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but then there's also the role model. It's like when you take something and say we want to become like them, like from another industry, but we want to become this one, like in this industry, or internal transformation. I think internal transformation is like not possible with us because we're like a new company. And I think if we would do that common enemy or role model, it would take more effort because we would have to research organizations. So I think target would be the easiest, which is what we have at the moment. So our target would be to become like the leader in this niche. And that's basically it. You don't have like to do like something special about it.
We can really move the industry.
I guess we'll need to see our competitors though and just research a bit, see what we're doing, but see what's out there. And
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the SWOT and PESTEL, which you're going to have to do. I mean, it'd be silly not to. In every module you take, they talk about SWOT and PESTEL, and we're actually doing something. So we'd get crucified, I think, if we didn't do it. As boring as they are, we'd have to provide something like that, and that's part of, external markets. So.
I think we all should write down the mission and vision, so like everyone has like the same thing.
Well, actually, I can just put it on the Facebook group, and then so that everybody can see it. I think that's easy.
Oh,
That works too,
put
yeah.
it down, yeah.
I'm
you
going to
have
talk
to
to you
work.
tonight. Yeah, you know what? I'll try and. Are you going to be on today at some point?
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Yes, I guess so.
Because I'm trying to. I've got to reinstall all my software onto my computer, all my programs, because it's just like blank now. So I'm going to have to do that when I get home and then try and get on there. But that's the thing, it said that I had joined. I don't know.
What about you? Didn't it also
It
say?
said that I had joined, and then it said, because I got an email on my phone, it said, please click on this link to so that you will be confirmed or something. And when I did it on the phone, that's the time it didn't work, and you said, oh, can you do it again, please? So I think you have to do it from a computer.
Yeah.
But you can do it from a
Okay.
Brooks computer, like after this meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think we should make an agenda for next week meeting though, so we don't have to like go around.
Yeah.
Make it put the point clear that like what point that we're going to talk about next week, and we can research it like directly to the point we can discuss it.
And can we each go away with a job to do, like, specifically?
Yeah, like tasks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure what the next thing is that we have to do, but we have somehow to come up with a product, and I think maybe it would be good to look at the products that are out there already, so that we can get some ideas, and then to think of something that's new because it has to be innovative. So I guess we would have to find out what other products there are first. But I'm not sure how we would be able to divide it up because I don't know what if we just say like everybody looks it up, it's going to be strange again.
makes sense as well.
Yeah. So do you have any ideas, or if like only a few people would do this, then what would the other people do? Because I think some would think it's unfair when they have to do something and the others don't.
Why don't we split up into people brainstorm what makes an innovative product, what will be different compared to what we've got already. Like,
Yeah, but then for this we would first have to know what does already exist.
the thing is, we won't be able to find out what already exists because of the fact that you have to purchase everything that is already available.
Yeah, but you don't know like all the features, but you know like kind of, for example, you know that this site exists.
But
We can't research on what they actually do,
Yeah, that's what like his point is
because
like.
you would have to buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but then before
yeah,
it should be like somewhere like linked about the business where it says what, it doesn't say exactly what they do, but like the
An
main.
overview, like of what it does. I think with this, like, we're not never gonna get like in detail what other companies are doing, because you have to buy it at the end of the
They
day.
don't have like a general description, you never.
So it's gonna be
Fully
hard
understand
looking into
what-
previous products or other products that are already available.
Wouldn't it be interesting looking at our topic and coming up with the way that we would do it? Because we're not trying to, like I said, our vision is not to be like someone else. It's to be the leader in our
Yeah.
What is going to be our own market? So in a way, you know, if you look at our topic and say, well, we want to use innovative technology, but that doesn't mean that we have to be doing it the same way that someone else is doing it. The way that other people are doing it is going to be an external factor. But in essence, we want to do it, which is going to have the most impact and be most effective to what it is we're trying to do, which is our mission. So in a way, right, we need to look at the other competitors, but we don't need to base it upon them. We need to do it ourselves.
No, that's not what I meant. I just meant that we don't repeat something that's already out there.
Like you're always going to have to do your research into what's already out there. So
Well, I
I
think it's
understand that you want to be innovative and like be a leader, but we need to know what is already out there.
But we can't let what they are doing
Influence
affect
us.
what we do because.
But it can affect us in the fact that we don't do the same thing.
Of course. The thing that comes to mind is that you remember the picture of the cow, but then like when they showed you what it is, then that's all you could see, right? And I'm just worried that if we look at other websites, we'll get fixated on how they're doing it, and we're just going to try everything we can to not do it like them, and end up with something that maybe is not as good. Whereas if we try and come up with some sort of a concept before we look at other things, then we'll have our own interpretation of how it should be, and then we can make certain changes. Do you know what I mean? Without being influenced by.
What about if some members of the group look at other products on websites and some members of the group don't do that, so that some members of the group will end up being like a bit more creative with the ideas because they haven't seen anything, and then the members who have looked at stuff can kind of steer the creative ideas. Maybe.
Sounds good, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I also thought when you said that. And so if we kind of divide it up, a few people do research and a few just come up with new ideas, but like that nobody spends too much time on it because we have like limited budget.
Well, I would like to maybe go on the creative side of it and think about, you know, the way we would do it without any influence. If that's okay. If
So
anyone
why
else
don't
would
we
like to.
split into half and half
Yeah, and would you be fine with being on the research side because you
Yeah.
saw this side already? Okay. And do you have a preference?
I'm happy to do either.
What about you?
Either. But I won't be available this weekend because I'll have to go to London. So.
Okay, but will you have time like at the beginning of next week before?
Yeah, that'll be fine. So I'll be happy.
Okay, what about you? Anybody else who has a preference?
I would like to go into research into other.
Okay. So you have to do research,
I think creative.
to creative, to research. So
We can split it into half.
yeah. I want to do creative.
Okay, I'll do research.
Okay, then one of you creative on research.
I don't mind. I can do creative.
I can do research. Okay. So you all know which part you all know. I don't have to write it down.
How much time do you want us to, because you're in charge of finances, how much time do you want us to spend either thinking about innovation or researching existing?
Well, obviously, you know, manage your time. You know, don't spend too long doing something. But I'm kind of earmarking because in week 3 or week 4, predicted expenses. Which one is it? 3 or 4? Not sure.
It's week 3.
This is so it's by next week I think it is. We have to put in our expected expenses, and like I said, it's going to be very close. Already having a look at it, it's going to be close. So what I'm doing is we're earmarking 2 hours per week group sessions, including seminar and our individual groups, and I'm kind of allowing for 2 hours individual work for each department with a bit of a variation to some of the lesser, you know, I mean, software development is not going to be as much at this stage, so I'm just kind of allowing right now so we can come up with some sort of expected cost. So I would say 2 hours in your kind of in our decided kind of departments each away from it, plus 2 hours group work is what I'm trying to base it on. But again, like I said, after this week I'll be able to go back now after what we've done now, and I might even be able to fine tune it a bit more to get an even better idea. And by next week, before we submit it, we'll have an even better kind of expected cost. So
Yeah. Well,
that's, you know, that's the benchmark.
I would say that like for this task now, nobody spends more than 1 hour.
Yeah.
Like maybe the creative people even less,
Less,
because it's
yeah.
like if you think, you just think, you don't have to like type things to search something. So if you say like the research stuff does 1 hour and the creative thinking does like half an hour, until like between half an hour and 1 hour, depends on how long you need. It's not just that you sit there, but as long as you like really have ideas, so that you
Yeah.
don't waste your time.
Just one thing to mention, I'd actually say I think we should kind of keep looking back at our mission and vision while we're going through it,
Yeah.
just so we're clear and we don't go off track and
Okay.
just look at the keywords and everything like that.
Definitely.
Should we organise a meeting?
I think was we going to kind of aim for 12 o'clock Thursdays as an every week thing?
Yeah.
That way we all know where we are, and
Is that long enough at this stage?
1 hour.
I think it's enough, because we also have our
In the
double
seminar.
seminar week coming up as well. So
Okay.
not next week, the week after, right? Week 5 or week 6?
Week 4 is your double seminar.
Oh, that's next week.
Next
That's
week.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have 1 hour meeting and 1 hour seminar, because one other hour we will use to do the
Individual.
questionnaire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have to do the MBIT or something.
Good questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 1 hour is enough to discuss all of you.
So meet at 12 and expect to leave at 3 on Thursday.
Yes.
Should we meet in the Simon Williams building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So same place, same time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you handling videos?
We can actually get a room upstairs. We can book a room upstairs, and we can also use the computer, which to kind of upload our video for
Oh.
next week as well.
Yeah. Where are the rooms upstairs?
They're just kind of, do you know the computers above?
Yeah.
They're just there.
And are they the ones that have like partitions? They're not actual rooms,
No,
they're
some
partitions.
there's
They're
some
proper rooms,
individual
aren't they?
rooms.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And also it'll be quiet, so we'll be able, we'll get the sound as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think we might have to book it now. Book that hour in.
How do we book that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Just go up to the undergraduate office and go in
Undergraduate.
and book it.
Okay.
Okay.
Would anybody have like time? Has anybody lessons tomorrow that they can book the room? Or does anyone have time now just to go over there and book a room?
Can we ring up? Because I can ring up tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
It's
Would
only
you do
there.
this?
I'll go do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like there.
Oh, okay.
So,
And just keep each other updated so we know where to meet and,
And write on the
time.
Facebook group
mhm.
anything that anyone wants to share.
Maybe. I can give like my phone number to everybody, and if you're late or anything, you just text me.
Should we all exchange phone numbers just in case?
Well, should we do that on
Should we
Facebook?
say-
We can do it on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
Facebook.
because
Yeah.
someone said on Facebook today that they were, I think it was you,
Yeah.
and you said, oh, I'm going to be 10 minutes late today, and
Yeah.
I saw it and I told everyone, so.
Okay, but when you like really like it's something that you don't expect it, so maybe if everybody puts like the numbers
number
on
on
Facebook,
Facebook,
yeah.
Okay.
Do that. I will say right now, I live 25 miles away, and traffic is variable
Yeah.
during the lunchtime. Sometimes I can get here in 20 minutes, sometimes it's an hour and 20 minutes, especially earlier in the morning. So, and then obviously it's difficult for me to text or phone while I'm driving as well. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out. But obviously I do try and leave an hour. I try and leave at 11 o'clock, which gives me time. But so I throw that in.
I do think that we should make minutes after the meeting.
Oh,
So
that's
like
Yeah.
we could post like this week we have like, okay, what have we discussed and what's the summary, and put it on Facebook so we can look it up like when time passes we can look in the past like, yeah, what we discussed this week and that week, and we also should make the agenda for next week so we don't.
Well, we should probably have someone actually doing that during the meeting.
Yeah.
Actually
Right,
writing,
yeah.
but I've got the video, so I could do it,
Okay.
and I could rewatch the video and then write everything up that's been discussed. But the other weeks, should we actually have someone just writing it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
so.
Well, would you- maybe what you was going to do research, right?
Yeah,
Well, maybe would you prefer, because that's going to take you
an
It's gonna
hour.
an
take-
hour as well.
Sorry.
So maybe if you,
Yeah.
maybe if the other guys comes.
Well, actually, I know what we were talking about, so I could just post it for this week. I
Alright,
don't need to watch it again.
okay.
Yeah.
And I thought
Okay.
that maybe for the minutes we can do it then, like we change like who's doing it
Every week
week.
someone has
Yeah,
to go.
that's
Yeah.
cool. That's
That's a
cool.
good idea. Different perspectives.
Okay,
The
for,
other thing to bear in mind is that you might want to have minutes which are just action minutes. So minutes don't have to be a recording of everything that's said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a summary.
Or not even that sometimes, just an indication of what a discussion, difference of discussion. The main thing is what decisions came out of it and whose names beside each decision.
Yeah. I did that before on placement, so I can do that again. I mean, I was doing on part of like this thing that I was doing, so I can do the minutes and actions.
Okay.
Are you happy to do that? Because I think having the having the variance of everybody doing it will
Yeah, I mean,
be good. But if you're happy to do it in a way, if you'll be better at me than it maybe if you've done it before.
well, I don't mind. I mean, like you
Please.
say, if you would like variants and you know everyone to do it.
I think everybody should be fine with it, just to write, like, if you,
Just take notes.
yeah, and write down the results. I think it would be like too much, well, it's not so much work, but I think it's better if we just take turns.
Yeah. Okay.
And so for the next meeting, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the ideas that we have from the creative
Research.
team
Okay.
and the research results. Because now it's 3 and I have a meeting at 15 past. So.
Okay.
Before